Te reo ererangi o te mānia. This episode was produced in Otatahi by Plains Media, with support from New Zealand On Air.
Welcome to The Real Americana with Louise
and Blair. Settle in for great music from roots, folk, country, and notable singer-songwriters.
And stay for hidden gems and the stories behind these timeless classics.
Welcome, everybody, to The Real Americana with Louise and Blair. My name's Blair Morgan.
And I'm Louise Morgan. And today we're doing episode 2 on Blair's recently released album, Sunday River. Last time we covered the songs about places, and this time we're starting off with the tracks about people. But before we start, tell everyone what's been happening, Blair. You've been a busy boy.
It's been really busy, yeah. We had a private launch gig at the weekend in readiness for the public launch this coming Sunday afternoon at the Space Academy in St. Asaph Street. That's tickets for that show are available on Under the Radar or via Under the Radar. And that show will be the band that played on the album, Florida Man, plus support by Luca Jovis, who's a great young singer-songwriter. He is one half of Nito Productions that did the couple of videos we've done thus far. So we're looking forward to that. Also, some retail stores have the physical vinyl CD, so there's been a bit of working behind the scenes with that. A couple of interviews, and we just received a review on Muddy Doodar's 13th Floor.
Yeah, how did it feel reading the review? I mean, having someone critiquing your music, you're normally the one passing judgment when it comes to music. So for once, the shoe was on the other foot?
Passing judgment, yes. Well, I got to say, it does take you out of your comfort zone a little bit. For a start, I'm referred to as Morgan all the time. I guess that's to be expected. There was also a sentiment early on in the review about, well, where has this person been for the last 30 years, going back to the early 90s when I did some stuff and then don't seem to be around. So I was actually experiencing a bit of the Rodriguez complex, the Sixto Rodriguez complex.
Sugar Man.
Sugar Man. Perhaps disappearing off the scene, people thinking he was dead. Then he reappeared again 3 decades later.
Yeah, but I think I should point out that Sugar Man, or Rodriguez, was quite famous before he disappeared.
Yes, he was, and I'm not. And he has an abundance of talent, or he did, and perhaps I don't. Not in the same league.
That's not what I'm saying, Blair, but it's just a little bit different.
Yeah, so there's that. But it's just interesting seeing someone from outside of anyone that I know write it up like that and get inside the tracks a bit, and yeah, interesting feeling.
Well, I will be quoting for the review because it's very poetic, and it segues nicely into our first track. So here goes. Morgan's adventures are not all in the physical realm, and he penned some beautiful tributes to past heroes. For some reason, they're bunched together, as if the journey takes us to the RIP section, or perhaps chapels within the Morgan Cathedral.
I cannot decipher that last bit, and I don't think I should even try. But the reviewer is completely right. I did sequence the album, and I put all the songs about people together in my idea of side 1, which is track 2 to track 4. All 3 of the songs are there together. It just seemed to. I tried it every which way, but in my head, I couldn't separate it all out.
Okay, well, the first track today is titled Len, and it's about your grandfather, Len Morgan. Tell us about him and what inspired you to write the song.
Yeah, Len Morgan, born 1898 in Westport over on the west coast, Te Waipounamu, New Zealand South Island. His war record states that he was born in 1894, so that's a bit of a first clue. But regardless, that meant that in 1915, when he was in Gallipoli, he was barely 17 years old.
So he was actually born when?
He was born in 1898.
Okay.
Yeah. So hence the song references being too young for the first and then too old for the second. I'll get to the second in a moment. But as he was invalided out of the First World War, not via Gallipoli, but later on. And he did a variety of things in Westport. He very much could turn his hand at anything. So he was equal parts plumber and deer stalker and gold miner, coal miner. I think there's a bit of baking thrown in there too.
He's a real number 8 wire kind of guy.
Absolutely, the archetypical, if you like, Kiwi number 8 wire. If I fast forward later on into the 30s, late 30s, he was sitting in a pub in Westport with a friend, and there was a bet put down around whether he could get into the army again and go back for the Second World War. So hence the song is about Too Old for the Second.
I didn't the guy in the pub say something like, I bet you cannot go to the war, you're too old.
That's right.
And he thought, I'll show you.
Yep.
So he's stubborn?
He was stubborn, determined. Mm-hmm. Absolutely, all of that. Now, he came back from the Second World War through the government scheme. There was a parcel of land in Richmond and Nelson that he managed to acquire, and he then became a market gardener. There's an orchard. My memories of in orchards like gooseberries and things. Well, they call them Chinese gooseberries, otherwise known as kiwi fruit, which he grew there. And he also built houses on the land for each of his children, except my father is a lot younger, but he was left a family home anyway. Yeah.
What are your memories of him?
I just remember the stooped over character, walking stick, shuffling, and afflicted with, well, I wouldn't know this at the time, but he had Parkinson's. Also rolled up, roll your own cigarettes, which even probably then I probably thought, well, I don't think that could be very good for you, but he was incessantly smoking them.
And despite also being affected by mustard gas in the First World War?
That's right. That was part of how he was invalided out, yeah.
And he was known for his temper. Did you see any of that?
I don't remember any of that, no, but I think I talked to my father about that. Yeah.
Okay, let's give it a listen.
Too young for the first, too old for the second, but never a question. The empire was everything then. Who is your friend? Must have been some kind of thirst for climbing a wagon, for leaving the home, taming a dragon. Now Len, who is your friend? Could chop down some deer while panning for gold. No white collar hair to seam the black coal from a Westport to Egypt. Fire daughter now, who was the enemy? Who could tell? When he was too young for the first, too old for the second, but never a question. The empire was beckoning. Len, who is your friend? Well, after the fire, after the war, as they all say, what was fighting for? A move to Richmond, a dream forward to grow on a sunny plot of land, many seeds to sow. Too young for the first, too old for the second, but never a question. The empire was everything. Len, who's the friend? Len, who's your friend? You know I never saw you at all with a gun in your hand. Only heard the stories of tales so grand. A young man from Westport, a temper so rare, then shuffling on his feet with 1,000-yard stare. Too young for the first, too old for the second, but never a question. The empire was everything. Len, who is your friend?
Was Len, and in the words of the reviewer, a eulogy to his grandfather, Len, has Morgan waltzing through the life of a man that fought in 2 world wars, yet still managed to build a life and family in the sunny hills of Richmond. It's a classic folk music referencing the great men that built not just families and towns, but nations and civilizations, but had to stare down the monsters of war in the process.
Goodness me. Well, I think the waltzing bit is because it isn't waltz time, it's 3/4 time. I was determined to put a song on there with that, which is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, can you tell us about the music arrangement on that track?
Yeah, well, it has Michael Davis returning on double bass. So I say returning because we played Lisbon, the last episode. And there are 2 parts of Michael there. He put down 2 tracks, one bowed and one conventional plucking with your fingers. And at the time, Jackson and I thought, well, one or other will be used when the final mix is done by Jack down at Moonbase here. But to our surprise, Jack was able to combine both parts, and it has this drone to it, which I really, really like. I mean, I wouldn't have thought it would have sounded like that, but he really did some magic there. I also threw in my electric mandolin, some harmonica stuff. Jackson had some percussion, but most significantly, there's Andre's on acoustic bottleneck guitar. We talked about the bottleneck guitar in the last episode, a couple of episodes back around Raikuda. But overall, the sound of it, I can tell you that I was very influenced by a great album that basically no one's heard much called Rough Mix that came out in 1977. And it's The Who's Pete Townsend and The Faces' Ronnie Lane. And it really is one of my all-time great albums. And it's significant for all of its acoustic instruments on there, recorded by the great Glyn Johns. And I do seek it out because I do really recommend it, and that was what I was channeling with the sound. Okay,
thanks for that lengthy explanation. Okay, and now going on to our next track, Señor Senior. Now this is my personal favourite, and to further quote the reviewer, because I love the way he writes or she writes, Señor Senior is a love-filled recognition of Morgan's friend Blair Allchurch, who passed away in November 2022. And in thematic track, Señor Senior has Morgan's backing band Florida Man in full flow, honouring their mate with a rousing send-off. So Blair, let's give it a listen.
Our friend has gone. It's all so strange. In the blink of an eye, everything has changed. We will look out for you up above the great gig in the sky with the ones you love. This thing ain't easy. This thing is so wrong. Here we are with you now, playing on your song. We know our love is stronger than an ugly death. So we look up to you now and pay our last respect. Señor Senior, Señor Senior. Unspoken rules, 4 chords and truth. Pick up that slide, so eternal youth. Remember to hug someone every step of your way. It's what he would have wanted. Senior, please stay. This thing ain't easy. This thing is so wrong. Here we are with you now, playing on your song. We know our love is stronger than an early death. So we look up to you now and pay our last respect. Señor, Senior, Señor, Senior. It's all so strange. Here we are all stranded, an empty stage. We will look out for you when we join the queue. Your smile will be open, you'll see us through. This thing ain't easy, this thing is so wrong. But here we are with you now, playing on your song. We know our love is stronger than an early death. So we look up to you now and pay our last respect. Señor, Senior, Señor, Senior.
You're listening to The Real Americana with Louise and Blair.
Hear us every other Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. on Plains Media.
So Blair, tell us about Blair Senior. When did you first meet him?
I first met Blair Allchurch in the 80s, about 88, 89. He was a rep for Warner Brothers Records. So in those days, you had record stores, and each record company would have a rep that would call around and basically sell product. It might be back catalogue or new stuff coming out, and he was representing Warner Brothers, which was, we always said to him, man, you've got the best music, because it basically sold itself. It was all the Atlantic stuff from the 60s. There's Electra stuff like The Doors, and they had the Geffen label, which was great in the 80s with some releases. So, yeah, he had it all, and he's very much a larger-than-life character.
So you were working in the record store?
Yes, while I was studying, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I played with Blair in a band. I was kind of an itinerant member. He had a band called 40 Blue Fingers, because there was 4 of them in the band and they played blues really fast. And so I was kind of like the 50 fingers kind of thing that came in, and I was just, I honestly couldn't play for shit, honestly. I think some of the others thought that, but I think Blair thought, well, I think he's listening to the right stuff and he has got potential, and very much a mentor to a lot of, he certainly mentored me, and he mentored many, many others too.
Right to the end.
Right to the end. Yeah. And I met up with him again, and when we moved back down here in 2017, 2018, ironically or not, at an open mic night, I bumped into him. And he was just doing that sort of thing. He was hosting open mic nights, and he was keen just to play with me in a duo, which we did call the Blairs.
And you were always referred to as Blair Junior? He was Blair Senior?
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Now, he passed away suddenly. It was November 2022. When I say it was a few days, he had a stroke. He reached out to me. This was on a Friday. We had a gig lined up on the Sunday. unfortunately, between the Friday and the Sunday, events took a turn for the worse, and they basically he was put on life support. That was turned off. He passed away on the Tuesday, and on the Friday, there was a wake for him. Mm-hmm. He didn't have a funeral, so that was a bit unusual. So the chance we really had to say goodbye was that Friday night, and on the Saturday, I just thought I thought I was handling it okay, but I thought I really should channel this into something. Hence, sitting down and coming up with that song. I'm trying to, yeah.
How quickly did you write the song?
Well, it was definitely a Saturday morning, and it was the music and the words together, and often that doesn't happen that way with me. It's usually little bits of riffs and things, and then I have a little notebook where I jot things down, but I had everything kind of together, and I wanted to just try and capture his personality, some of his traits. He was a big hugger. So there's a line in there about hugging.
He's a lovely hugger.
Yeah, the slide playing. Also, we stuck to 3 to 4 chords per song. That's all he wanted. So I put that in there too. And then I mentioned the great Gig in the Sky, which is a Pink Floyd reference from the early 70s, which he probably would have liked because that was very much his when he started playing.
And you recorded it, a couple of weeks later or a couple of days later?
Well, yeah, I did a demo because I was conscious that when I say that was the only time to say goodbye, there was a music celebration at a Rolling Stone in December, but I was away by that point, and so I recorded it quite quickly with Matt from Florida Man. The Florida Man weren't around then, and also the great Harry Harrison, who's a tutor at ARA, at the jazz school. So it all comes back to ARA in many ways, yeah.
And then you recorded it again for this album?
We did. We did it our very last day of recording, and I hadn't met Sasha before. She was a friend of Quinn's, and she came down, and another ARA student from here, ARA graduate.
And I just like to say, I just think her voice is stunning. If I could ever sing like that, I'd be so happy.
Yeah, she's very good, isn't she?
Oh,
yeah,
wonderful.
Yeah, and that was the thing when I heard her voice, which I hadn't heard before the recording day of the session. It was like, we really need to utilise that a bit more. So hence that bit at the end, after the key change and so on, she really goes for it. Yeah, yeah.
Well, that really is the emotional high point of the album. I think we might be ready now for some light relief in the form of the next track, which is Beckenham Blue. Now, let me once again quote the reviewer. One moment. Okay. Beckenham Blue takes us on a trip around the suburb of Beckenham in Morgan's now home of Ototahi, Christchurch, during the COVID lockdown. Morgan sings over a swaggering blues. The almost relentless upbeat and bright feel to these songs seems to get in the way on this track. Again, there's a rich and complex mix of instruments on this track which seem to counter the closing refrain, so bored, so bored, so bored. Okay, Blair, you now have the right of reply.
Well, remember when we talked about Morrissey a few episodes back about jangly music and lyrics that might be a bit down?
Yeah, like being hit by a double-decker bus.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think this is down so much as saying I'm bored, but still, the music is upbeat. I mean, I don't think it's a blues. There is, I guess, a structure with the chords, but to me it was more of a country shuffle, country rock.
What's a country shuffle?
Well, it's just more looser. It's like loose-limbed. It's roll more than rock.
Sounds like square dancing or line dancing to me.
No, you get to think the Rolling Stones when they do country.
I don't want to think the Rolling Stones.
Well, that's what I was thinking anyway. So, yeah. And so I think the band are really good at that sort of music. So, yeah, that's what this is. And Caleb, it's not so much complex. I mean, he picks up the slide for the second solo. He plays normal lead, conventional lead on the first solo. But, yeah, it's got a bit of looseness. We do a whole lot of hand claps at the end. Again, I was trying to channel the Stones with that.
Okay, yeah. We're going to hear that? I can't remember hearing.
If you listen closely, it's there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's all from us this week. If you want to come along to Space Academy this Sunday to hear Blair and the band play live.
I promise I won't talk too much either.
You can buy tickets at Under the Radar. So, yeah, there'll be no waffling from you on Sunday, will there, Blair?
I'll try not to, because you'll be there anyway, and I'm sure you'll...
Give you the look.
Yeah.
Okay, here's Beckenham Blue. See you in a fortnight.
I'm bored, I'm in Beckenham. What have we got? I'm bored, I'm in Beckenham. What have take the eastern side, give it some gorgeous shawl. If ever a lockdown gets to you, take a stroll around the block. If ever a lockdown gets to you, take a stroll around the block. Could do the figure eight, loop the loop up and down Tumble Drop. I could cross the Heskett River from Eastern Terrace to Palatine. I could cross the Heskett River from Eastern Terrace to pass the time. If the laughing man is in front, you better step inside. Once you get to Palatine, the Port Hills are in your view. Once you get to Palatine, the Port Hills are in your view. Could let the tiny ruins light your way, looking through you too. Cross the Heskett River from Eastern Terrace to Palatine. I could cross the Heskett River from Eastern Terrace to pass the time. If the laughing man is in front, you better step inside.
Thanks for joining us on The Real Americana with Louise
and Blair. We'll be back Tuesday in a fortnight at 5:30 p.m. right here on Plains Media, broadcasting on 96.9 FM and live streaming at plains.org.nz, where you can also find past episodes available as podcasts.
Follow us on Instagram or email us at BlairMorganMusic@gmail.com. We'd love your feedback, requests, or just to hear what you're listening to.
Until next time, stay kind and keep the real Americana spirit alive.